This is Rennie Knopf with ChampionshipBBQ.tv, and you're listening to the Barbecue Central Show.
Start the game! Let's go!
We'll do it live. Okay. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike your match, and... Oh, should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
All right, good evening and welcome to the Really Big Barbecue Central Show. This is the show that talks about all things important to the world of barbecue and grilling. We are broadcasting live from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio. It is the barbecue capital of the North Coast. I'm your program host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you aboard here on your Tuesday. If you want to jump in on the show this evening, more than happy to have you. It is a phone call, 216-777-2120. That's 216-777-2120. If you'd like to email the show, you can do that as well.
You can get in touch with the show by sending an email to greg@bbqcentralshow.com or on the Twitter and Instagrams at BBQ Central Show.
Anything else you want to find out about the show can be found at the main website, thebbqcentralshow.com. And here's what's happening in case you didn't get the newsletter. Coming up in about 12, 13 minutes from now, it is yet the beginning of another month. And when we have the beginning of another month, we are due for the doctor's visit, the monthly barbecue doctor's visit. So if you have any ills, ails, or otherwise that you think Ray Lampe might be able to help you out with, that is indeed who we'll be catching up with in about 12 minutes from now, Dr. Barbecue Ray Lampe, for the Ask Dr. Barbecue segment. Got a lot of things to talk about, not the least of which is the final countdown to the days of when Dr. Barbecue, the restaurant, will actually be opening. It seems like we've been talking about it for years and years now. But we really have a goal line in sight, and we'll be talking to Ray about when that actually might be, probably in the next 30 days or so, amongst some other items, as well as it comes to live fire cooking and grilling. Then at 9:35... if it's one thing I know about the barbecue and grilling industry is we certainly love all of our pits. We love the cookers, the grills, all of the cooking vessels that are currently out there. We want to get our hands on all of them. The other thing I've come to find out is that once you own a number of these things, when you really start to add up what is costing you the most money, indeed, it's not the pits. It's all of the accessories and accoutrements that come along with making the barbecue and grilling life easier. And one of those products is something that maybe you've heard, maybe you haven't. If you have a kettle cooker of some type, whether it be Weber or Charbroil or Napoleon or whatever the name brands are, I'm just throwing out name brands like I know. I know Weber's got the kettle grill. So if you have a Weber kettle or a kettle style grill, perhaps you are on or in the know of this particular piece of apparatus. It is called the Slow and Sear. And over the last couple of years, with other interviews I've done for other websites, other podcasts, for the folks that have Weber kettles, I'm telling you, or kettle-style cookers, this piece of equipment is almost hand in hand. You get the grill, then you get the Slow and Sear, and it becomes a much better searing machine and smoking machine, hence the name Slow and Sear. I'll be talking with owner, creator, founder David Parrish at 9:35. So if you are looking for some type of an accessory for a kettle-style grill, you'll be in luck. And then we'll move to the second hour, one of my favorite semi-recurring guests. 10:14 will find me revisiting and picking up a conversation with the hardcore carnivore herself, Jess Pryles. JessPryles.com. We'll be talking about a number of live fire barbecue and grilling topics, maybe boiled hot dogs, maybe a little refresh on dry aging, maybe some beef talk about what the differences are between the beef that's here in the States and what's available in Australia. She does, I wouldn't say spend an incredible amount of time in Australia, but probably gets back to Australia more than a lot of us. I mean, she is from there originally, so inherently there's probably a built-in need to get back. I mean, I would love to get there, but I don't actually see myself getting there. That's on me. Also, there might be an announcement of a new product to the Jess Pryles offerings portfolio, so stay tuned for that around 10:14. And then, of course, the big one that everybody's been waiting for and that I have been promoting for the last handful of days. I talked about it in the in the top of the second hour last week, which was the podcast, or the barbecue-themed podcast, Tales from the Pits, and their unilateral decision to delete what would have been their episode 65, where they were basically hypothesizing and theorizing and had done a journalistic put together of a show that says, hey, at worst, Franklin's Barbecue is going to be going out of business in some form or fashion. At best, there's going to be quite a different look, whether it be ownership or faces that you see there. There was going to be some type of fairly significant change at Franklin Barbecue. And then that got chased up the flagpole. Daniel Vaughn got his hands on it. He had to check up with Aaron and Stacy, and I think within a 24-hour time frame or so, there was a huge apology tweet from Tales from the Pit. Also, they summarily took down that podcast. And last week, I was like, why would you do that? You put that podcast up there. You stand by your research if you say what you did. Don't wuss out. Put on the podcast in your feed that's going to get you the most downloads. That's the one. I guarantee that's going to be the pinnacle of download. Why would you take that off your feed? I pleaded with them to put it back up there, which is currently fallen on deaf ears. Also, reached out to them through social media channels, say, hey, come on this show, 10:35, let's talk about it. I want to be your advocate. I want to tell you that what I think you did was good. I don't want to stir it up Jerry Springer-like, so I am happy to say that at 10:35, I expect to be joined by Tales from the Pits. So tell all your friends and neighbors. It's going to be a great time. I do want to say right off the top here, if you are looking for the live stream on Facebook and it's not there for whatever reason, as I went to start the broadcast, it's going out to YouTube. It's going out to Periscope with no problem. Facebook, deciding to have a problem this evening. So I apologize for that if you're trying to find the show on Facebook, but you'll get it here in podcast or through the audio only, which you can get on my website as well, the bbqcentralshow.com. So that's what's on tap for you this evening. Quick listening note here. If you are a fan of Spotify, I'm a huge fan of Spotify, so much so that I actually pay the $9 or whatever it is per month so I can make my own playlists and not have ads and just play music like a madman. To me, I find the value there. The Barbecue Central show is now listed in the podcast section in Spotify. Just search it in that podcast section, and away you go. I don't think you can necessarily subscribe to the show through Spotify, but it is offered. The podcast shows, I've checked it out and confirmed. So if you're stuck in an office, you're in a car, you don't have a podcast catcher, you want to get it a different way, you just go to one particular platform to get all your music and podcasts now. You can do everything in Spotify. You're welcome. I'm not going to have enough time to get through this. So I'll probably save it for next week or later in the second hour. But I do want to say this. A few weeks ago, we were talking about hot dogs, and the reaction has been coming in hot and heavy from the end of the embedded correspondence segment a few weeks back. So if you missed it, go back and listen to it because it was great. We also give you context for what I'm about to say. But it appears there are 3 different avenues of support coming in post-embedded correspondence segment. Some of you support me and my like of boiled hot dogs and ketchup. Steve Ray, David Huff, and our appreciation of boiled hot dogs. Some of you are supporting all of us. Some of you think that Stephen Reichland is correct and that those who eat boiled hot dogs are indeed going to hell, a 10th circle of hell, to be exact. And some of you think that Doug Scheiding is 100% correct in what can only be explained as his utter disdain for hot dogs. So much so, he will not even put them on any of his cookers that he owns. None of them. Kids, if you want hot dogs, go screw. Not at Uncle Dougie's house. No hot dogs will broach the cooking surface. I mean, you want to beef with me about boiled hot dogs? I guess we can talk about them. Doug doesn't even want to talk about hot dogs anyway. Not no way, not no how. Get out of here, hot dogs. Beat it. Folks, let me talk to you quickly about Southside Market and Barbecue before we get to Dr. Barbecue, Ray Lampe. Established in 1882, Southside Market and Barbecue, the oldest joint in Texas. They've been owned and operated by the same family for 3 generations. They offer premium Central Texas barbecue products, slow smoked over real wood, shipping, distributing, manufacturing sausages for companies across the U.S., from food trucks to multi-chain restaurants. Southside sausages can be on your menu as well. All meats processed in the on-site USDA-inspected facility. A trusted partner with a focus on quality and, most importantly, authenticity. Wholesale options available, shipping nationwide via FedEx. You can also do food service distribution through Cisco, U.S. Foods, and Martin Foods. Company packaging capable, from research and development to package completion. They can follow your recipe or help you develop something brand new. They also have private labeling opportunities also available if you're not familiar with that. Basically, you can buy Southside Market's products already made, tried, true, tested, and then just stick your label on it, private label. So now you can offer something new to the revenue chain. Southside selling their products regardless of what name is on it. What do they care, right? As long as they're selling it. You can visit SouthsideMarket.com for more information. Here's the best thing, 10% off coupon code for online orders at SouthsideMarket.com. All you have to do is use promo code BBQ Central. That's BBQ CENTRAL, one word, all lowercase. And again, that's checkout online, SouthsideMarket.com. That's SouthsideMarket.com. Dr. Barbecue, Ray Lampe, out of the break. Stick around. We'll be right back.